Hello, Pioneers. Today, I'm pleased to welcome back to campus Dr. Gina Coffaro, Superintendent of Public Schools in nearby Oakland, New Jersey. A 1990 graduate of William Patterson, Gina was a double major, earning a BA in elementary education and history. Before ascending to the superintendent role in 2013, Gina advanced her public education career through roles as a teacher, guidance counselor, vice principal, and principal in other New Jersey school districts. In addition to her undergraduate experience at William Patterson, she brings to her job extensive experience gained through her graduate education, which includes MED degrees in special education and educational administration and an MA in curriculum and strategic leadership, all from Columbia University, as well as a PhD from Drew University. Gina's volunteer service includes several support and outreach roles at Valley Hospital. She's also a diplomat for the American Board of Professional Counselors and involved with the Kappa Delta Phi and Phi Delta Kappa and the Professional Honor Fraternity in Education at Columbia University Chapter, all education honor societies. She also serves on the William Patterson College of Education Advancement Advisory Committee and supports the university philanthropically, for which we are grateful. And if that doesn't keep her busy enough, Gina and her husband Nicholas are the proud parents of triplets, and I'm sure they're all very diligent doing their homework. I'm grateful for Gina's continued involvement with her alma mater, and I'm pleased that she could be here with me today. Welcome, Gina.
Oh, pleasure to be here with you, President.
So, why don't we just start by you telling me why you chose William Patterson and how you chose not one, but actually two majors?
It's a great question. I grew up in North Haledon. My family's still there. My whole family grew up there. And when I made the decision to go into education, there was no other place that I wanted to be than William Patterson. The best teaching school in the state, nationally around, and it was just an easy decision on my part because it was right here, and I knew the connections that I could have with the community, the professors. Choosing a double major, it was some part of my drive to be involved at a different level, not just in elementary education, but to also take that history background and look at the data and why things happen and bring that to the table in my teaching every day.
Yeah, you know, it is interesting when you go out into the community as the president, you always hear about people who are out in the community doing great things. And we always hear about all the great teachers, and we all hear about great nurses. And the following comment is, if you could just send us more. But we all know how challenging teaching is these days. But tell me about your most enduring William Patterson memory.
The first day I showed up, and I had to register for classes. I will never forget that feeling, and I've spoken to my own children about it as they look to attend college. When you sign up for classes and you're at that level and you're starting college and you're standing there and you know you're going to be meeting with these professors and you meet new people and you're engaging at a different level, I will never forget how I felt. And it was just the excitement to learn and be part of growing in my own education and pursuing my undergraduate degree.
So is there someone in particular on campus, whether it was a student, faculty, or staff member, who strongly impacted your college or your professional career?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. From the registrar's office, office of the president, working at the library during my undergraduate years. But Dr. Doris White. So I was an education history major, and she was part of the curriculum department. And my first time meeting her, it was an opportunity for me to understand how you make those connections beyond just the print and the pen and the paper. And she inspired me to not want to just teach history, but she also inspired me as an elementary education teacher to understand all the subjects beyond scope and sequence of just understanding. It's about delivering it at the core level of the curriculum and just making that connection with people.
Yeah, we still do New Jersey History Day here on campus.
That's fantastic.
It's a big day. So like public higher education, K-12 has certainly faced some tremendous challenges since the pandemic. What can educators and parents do to try to get students back on track and deal with the mental health and other issues that some of our students and teachers are facing?
It's very real. And the pandemic put us in a position, whenever there's opportunities for change, it's usually brought on by struggles. So the pandemic put everyone into a position from an education perspective where we had to invite homes into the classroom setting. And parents had to connect with the teachers beyond a level they never had to before. And then when it came time to going back to what we consider where we were normal, we have to understand that things changed and the way that we connect with people changed. And every level, whether you're in kindergarten or high school or college or in your adult working years, the mental health issues are very, very real. And I think one of the most important things we can do as leaders, as educators, is to make sure we develop those connections with our students and with those within our community, and that we have the outreach, and that we let everyone know you can learn, but you learn better when you're connected with someone. And you can never underestimate how the power of a person has on the path and trajectory of where you're going in your life and how you feel better about yourself.
Yeah, many college students wanted online courses pre-pandemic, and now they want face-to-face classes post-pandemic. You're absolutely right. But it was certainly a challenging time. We were doing it without a playbook. This had never happened. It changed our industry, but it also changed our family lives and our relational lives. And, it just was the perfect storm in many, many ways. And I don't think we're done seeing the after effects yet. And I don't think we will be for another, 8 to 10 years. But as you know, William Patterson began as a teacher training school. That's how we started all those years back in Patterson. And while now we're a comprehensive university educating future educators, and they're still a really big part of who we are. So what's one key thing that our College of Education students should know before launching their career in public education?
It's such a great question. There's no greater profession than being a teacher. It impacts every other profession. Mm-hmm. So when you choose to go into education, know that you're making a difference beyond anything you could have ever imagined. And if you go about your day understanding that you have to touch heart and minds, the work that you're going to do will make such a great difference beyond anything you could have ever imagined. And you have to work hard and don't be afraid to make those connections, and understand that when you put the time in and you connect with the people that you work with, and the reason you're doing it is because you want to inspire and change lives, everything that you're going to do, it just magnifies to such a level that you could have never imagined it could be that great.
So if you think back to Gina, the first year teacher, and you sort of embraced Gina, the superintendent, if you had to sort of say in one or two sentences, how has education changed over that time? What would you say?
When you go about your life and you want to grow through the changes, and you want to grow through the experiences and not just go through it, the one thing that has changed is obviously the volume and the pacing. Mm-hmm. And what is brought to the table for us as educators to make sure that we can bring to our students in a 6-hour day. Time hasn't changed. And one thing that has not changed either is the connection that you have to make as a teacher. What has changed is the level of communication that we have to provide for our families and our communities. And when I started as a teacher, and I still feel the same way today that I did all those years ago when I first entered education, I'm still excited. I still love the fact that I get to go to work every day and work to make a difference and do something that's really powerful and productive, and it changes people's lives for the better, and you're there to help. That will never change. When you start out as a first-year teacher and you love what you do, and those years pass and they go so quickly, you continue to love what you do because you know you're doing it because you're going to be able to transform someone's life and change the path in the direction in which they're going.
Yeah, I believe that places like William Patterson really are putting degrees in the hands of students who are changing the social fabric of the state. I mean, when you really think about it. So, as I mentioned, you generously support William Patterson and our students through your giving, as well as your time and your expertise. So why do you choose to give back to William Patterson?
You never forget where you come from. Be proud of the journey and the people who went with you, and where you started and how you got your start. And William Patterson has been a foundation of everything I have done in my career. And you don't ever forget to give back to those people who gave you so much. So it's just such a great opportunity for me to pay it forward and continue to say thank you, and just show that gratitude for the opportunities I've had because of the experiences I had at William Patterson University.
I tell graduates every year that as you talk to alumni across the country and you ask them, what was most important to them. It's never a thing. It's always a person. It's always a person who really made a difference in their lives. And so often that person is a teacher. And very often it's a K-12 teacher who makes them think that they're smart or makes them think that they believe in themselves. It really is it's a calling, and teaching is both an art and a science, and I think sometimes we forget that.
So true.
So now we always like to close these with a lightning round. And so I'm the 8th president of William Patterson, so there's 8 questions, some about your time here at William Patterson, but some about your life right now. And they're quick, short answers. And here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, what would the title of your autobiography be?
All in a day's work.
All in a day's work. What was your go-to meal as a student?
Oh, pizza.
Favorite study spot?
The library.
You're naming a new pet, William or Patterson?
Patterson.
I bet I know the answer to this question. You're buying a new sweater, black or orange?
Black.
What was your toughest class at William Patterson?
Field biology.
Field biology.
They never told me I'd be looking at all those insects all day long.
There you go. What is your favorite piece of William Patterson gear?
I have an old Letterman sweater. That was the first thing I bought when I went to the bookstore here all those years ago, and I still have it.
Wow. What is the single best piece of advice that you could give to today's students, no matter their major?
Work hard. Love what you do, and find that mentor. Mentors are so important to going through the journey of your career and developing, who you are as a person in those adult years. And just when you go about it that way, at the end of the day, you come home and you just feel so much more joy in what it is that you're doing every day.
Gina, I know the life of a superintendent is always busy and never ending, so I really appreciate you taking time to come to campus and talking with me today. And again, thank you for your support of William Patterson, both with your giving and with your expertise. It means so much to our students. It's great to have you on campus today.
My pleasure, President.
Great,
Thank you so
thanks.
much.
Thank you. So is your husband